There we go. We're recording. Yay! Okay, I am so excited, you guys. Cassie is a freaking monster. Like, literally love her so much. I'm so happy you could do this with us. But a lot of people don't even know your story. So if you just want to go ahead and share your story to start off, that would be great. Let me see. Are you unmuted?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, yay!
All right, so I'm Cassie. I joined last November, so November 2018, not this November. But I joined in November. I didn't work for about 4 months. And then in March, I was like, all right, all these people are promoting, because like conference had happened. And then I was like, all these people are promoting. Like, if they can do this, I can do this too. Like, Haley promoted twice. And I was like, what the heck? Like, I can do this. So I started working, and I was like, I went Ruby in April, so I started working in March. I started doing host to post, and I was getting about, I don't remember how many I was getting up a day at that point, but I was getting up a bunch of host to posts. I was posting multiple times a day. So I went Ruby in April, and then I went Emerald in September. And in between Ruby and Emerald, I had to step up my self-development game. I sat at Ruby for a while because I self-developed a little bit before I went Ruby. And then I sat at Ruby, and I was like, what's going on? Like, why am I not going Emerald? So I started self-developing more, and I was like, all right, let's maybe see if I like step up my game in every aspect. Let's see if I can get Emerald. So that's exactly what I did. I got more hosted posts up. I'm getting about 20 hosted posts up a day. And that's how I went Emerald. Most of my customers come from host to post, you guys. If you don't do host to post, you are missing out. I know Haley gets most of her customers from host to post, and so do I. So you need to be doing host to post. But the plan is to go diamond this month. And you guys got to realize that it was not a straight shot to Emerald. It took lots of work. It took lots of time. And I did not have a ton of support, you guys. My parents did not support me at all. I did not even ask them if I could join this because I knew they were going to say no. I was actually in between classes, and Lindsay was like, are you ready now? And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm not asking anybody. We're just going to do it. And so I did. I signed up. I got started running. I got like a few customers the first few weeks, and then it started slowing down, and I was like, okay, what the heck? Then I stopped working, which I do not recommend. I don't know why I did that, but I did. And then I got back to work, and it took a while before I got to promote because I stopped working. You need to make sure you're consistent, always working daily. But yeah, I think that's my story. Plan to go diamond this month, so hopefully that's good.
Yes, you're gonna do it, girl. I know you will. I just wanted to touch on the fact that you said like you had zero support. Like you did not have support going into this. I relate to that so hard because I did not either. Pretty much the support I had was my boyfriend. He still supports me to this day, which is great. But you know, I still have family members. Like, guys, I've gotten crap while I've been here on Christmas break too. So, and it's just always something different. You know, I feel like my family and my friends always find something different to pick on about at work. So like, I still go through those struggles. And I think it's really great to like hear from another person. You know, my team always hears me saying like, guys, I went through this, but I feel like when they see it from somebody, they don't know who they are. And they're like, I struggle too. They're like, oh, okay. There are more people than just Haley and myself, you know? So, I think that's really great that you still like joined, like you took the risk. I literally was just talking to somebody about it today, and they were like, anybody who has ever been successful took risks. They take chances. So I think that's awesome that you went against the grain. And I was also going to say, why did you join? I know that I don't think you talked about that.
So I joined, so I was actually in between jobs. I had worked at, where was I? So I had worked at Target in the like mobile section, like with the cell phones. And I would just get like angry customers all the time, like, or like older people that were just like, fix my phone. I'm like, I can't fix that. Like, so I was just like, all right, and it paid like $9. And I was like, this is not working. Like, I can't be working 10-hour days and not getting anywhere. So I quit that. And then I was kind of in between jobs, and I was like, crap, I need something. So then Lindsay actually reached out to me, and I was like, okay. And I had heard of 𝒂��𝒔 before. I don't think anybody knows this, but I had been a customer like the summer before. I don't even think Lindsay knows that, but I had been a customer the summer before, and I don't remember what I tried, but I was like, I've heard of that before. I was kind of curious, but I've never thought about it. So then she asked, and I was like, okay, why not? I need gas money. I go to school at UNO, which is like 40 minutes from my house. So I'm like, well, I need to get to school somehow, so we might as well give this a shot. So I did, and here we are, still going.
I literally love that, guys. She literally just said she's a full-time student. Like, you're still a full-time student, right, Cassie?
Right?
Like,
And
guys,
now I have another job.
yeah, so there's literally zero excuses. And you were able to leave your other jobs, though, right?
Yeah, so I started with 3 part-time jobs. Like, I worked at the YMCA, which I still work there, but I kind of backed off. I was like, I'll be a sub. I don't really need a lifeguard right now. I'll just be on the schedule if anybody needs help. And then I was at Target, and I was thinking about this business when I still worked at Target, but I hadn't joined it yet. But I was working at Target, and then I was working at the YMCA, and I lifeguarded and taught swim lessons there, so that's basically 2 jobs. But yeah, I started with 3 part-time jobs, and now I'm down to 1 in this business. So there we go.
Which is so awesome that you've been able to leave your other jobs for this.
Right.
That's seriously amazing. Okay, so my next question is for you. So everybody knows you're a mass enroller. Everybody knows you're freaking awesome. Oh, side note, I was also a customer. I think everybody knows that, but I was also a customer. It's kind of cool that you were too.
Yeah.
But everybody knows that you're a mass enroller. You literally kill it. You're always blowing up our chat, and you're always shocking me with literally the triple threat times 3 LCs that you're getting, which I love so much. But I think the question is how do you stay a mass enroller? How did you become one, and how are you staying one every day?
Yeah. So how did I become one is I basically did exactly what Lindsay said at the beginning. When I first joined, when I took a break, I was like, I'm not doing what Lindsay says. What? No, I'm not doing that. And then I don't think I ever told her that, but I was just kind of just didn't do what she was saying, if that makes sense. I would be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I never did, which is really bad, but that's what happened. But then when I started working again, I talked to her and I was like, okay, what do I need to do? She's like, do what I've been telling you this whole time. I was like, okay. So I started doing everything that she told me to do, posting, messaging, following host to post consistently. So I started doing that, and that's how I became a mass enroller. It takes consistency. You can't post once a day or once a week and be like, okay, I'm going to get all these customers a day when I post once a week. It does not work like that. When I went Ruby, I was posting 5 times a day. I know that sounds like a lot, but I wanted it that badly. I was like, I don't care. People can say I'm annoying. I don't care. I am making this happen, and it's happening. So that's how I became a mass enroller. And then to stay a mass enroller, I do host to post. I get about 20 up daily. So I do host to post, and I message every day, host to post every day, message every day. I host, my daily goal for host to post is 20. And I usually get about that or more. So that's just my at least 20. So if you guys are getting 5, step it up. And then I message about 100 a day. I don't always get there if my host to posts are blowing up, but I do have 20 host to posts as my goal and 100 cold message as a goal. So, and then I post about 3 to 6 times a day. So that's kind of how I stay one.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And I kind of follow something similar to that too. And I wanted you to touch on what host to post are you doing? And basically how are you going through getting so many people to post for you? Because I feel like that is a struggle for some people. They think they're asking the same people over and over and over again to post. So first of all, how are you getting new people to post for you? And how are you getting so many up every day?
Yeah, I love that. So for host to post, I post I know we all shared the Netflix host to post a while, yesterday. I shared it this morning. So I shared that Netflix host to post. It was comment your favorite show for an entry or something. And then you get all these commenters. And if you're not getting a ton of commenters, you need to follow more. But I got all these commenters, and then I message them, they comment on my post, and I send like a giveaway hosted post, be like, so post this, and so your friends can enter the giveaway. And it's like, I don't remember where the post, I can send it, but I have them post a giveaway post for the hosted post. And then I'm trying to think how to explain this. So my friend that comments on my post posts a giveaway post, and then their friends comment on the giveaway post. So then I send their friends the models needed post. So that models needed post is always seeing new people's eyes. Like there are always new eyes on that. So that's how I do it. Like today, I've done that today with the Netflix post, and I've got about 32 up, I think. So I send my friends the giveaway post, and then their friends the models needed post. So you're getting new people on your page, looking at everything you're posting, and you're getting people that are interested in that hosted post. I also, lately, I've been doing the past week, I've been doing a hiring hosted post. I've got 4 DTs from that hosted post, so that works too. But yeah, definitely that models needed hosted post, the giveaway hosted post, and the hiring hosted post. I can send all of those. I think you have the same ones, but
Yeah, I'm not sure. They may be different, but yeah, 𝒂𝒓𝒐𝒍𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 is always my go-to. Like everybody knows I'm obsessed with that. And I love that you said, whenever you're feeling like you need some new fresh blood, you're like, here, everybody post this giveaway hosted post. And I feel like they trust you more because you are a friend of a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know, like I love that, because then they post and they're like, hey, my friend Cassie's having a giveaway, drop your favorite or drop a snow emoji below to enter, and then all of them are dropping snow emojis, and then you're like, hey, you want to throw up this models needed hosted post, and then Tracy's friend Sydney, who's Sydney's friend Cassie, is posting for Cassie. It's just, I love it because it is a big circle and they trust you. You know what I mean? Because now you're somebody's friend. So I'm obsessed with that, and I love that that is like your main go-to. And you said your other thing that you do is you do cold messaging, right? Is that okay, so I really want you to emphasize this. Do you cold message on Instagram?
Yes.
Why?
I do about half on, like half Facebook and half Instagram. I cold message I get about, I don't know how much, 25 to 30% of my customers from cold messaging. Highly recommend, because you get so many new people that you talk to, because like they'll be seeing your page, but they're not gonna some people won't reach out. Some, like a very small percentage will reach out, but then there's those few people that are like super interested, and they're like, I wanted to message you, I just didn't want to bother you or something. So I highly recommend cold messaging. Like I send about 20 every time I do it, so which is like almost every other hour, since I do more than like a good amount. But yeah, I highly recommend that.
That's good. That's awesome. And I was going to say that for Instagram cold messaging, for me, like I agree with everything you said about, like, so many people are watching your Instagram page and your Instagram stories, but some people are afraid to reach out, you know what I mean? Or some people wait for a really long time and watch you. That doesn't mean you should give up on them, you know what I mean? And I have another question for you. Do you cold message the same cold message you use for Instagram about trying products? Do you cold message on Facebook, or do you cold message for host to post on Facebook?
I do both on Facebook. I do, like, it depends if I message them before, I guess. So like if I've sent them a cold message before and then they never answered it, and then I'm like going back from the top of my friends list and I'm like, oh, they didn't answer my cold message, I'll see if they'll host a post. Or if it's just like a new people and I need host to post up for that day, I'm like, all right, I'm just sending a cold message for host to post. It's just like, hey, will you do me a favor? And then they're like, sure. And then you're like, I'm going for this huge promotion, will you post this for me? And then you send them the host to post. It's really simple. I definitely message for both on Facebook. I've got customers from cold messaging on Facebook, customers from host to post on Facebook, from posts on Facebook, Instagram too. But
That's awesome. And it's so crazy because I've never met anybody who like cold messaged for products on Facebook. And I guess like for me, I'm always nervous to do that
Just do
because
it.
because I always do like host to post cold messaging. That's easy for me. I don't know why cold messaging for products. I like keep it so strict, but like that's awesome if it works for you. That's great. I'm gonna have to try it because that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to touch on really quick, you life post. So how does posting work for Instagram and Facebook for you? Can you talk about that, like products versus live posting on which social medias and everything?
Yeah, of course. So I actually do both on both platforms. So I'll do like this morning I did a hiring one. It wasn't like a life post one, but it was a hiring one, and then I'll do like a product one for the next one or a hosted post one for the next one. But if I do, like, my life posts are usually about gas money because that's really why I joined, to get to and from school. So it's usually like I remember I joined with like 67 cents in my bank account. And whenever I make a life post, that's what I bring up because that's what people relate to, like, especially my age going to college and even like adults, like families. Like, I literally do life posts about why I joined this business, because I had 67 cents in my account and I could not get to school. So that is why I joined this business, and I usually kind of do every other. Sometimes I throw in a host, like a giveaway post, but usually like I'll post a life post in the morning, a giveaway post in the middle, like in the like lunchtime, and then a product post in the evening, or the other way around, but that's kind of how it goes.
Sorry, I was trying to mute people. That's
You're
awesome
good.
though. I love that. I'm such a big like person about live posting. And do you feel like that's how you get a lot of your distributors too, is live posting on Facebook? Do you feel like a lot of people like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was
Yeah,
gonna
I get a lot of opportunity texts and stories.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I was going to ask one other thing about posting. As far as like posting, do you think that the amount of likes that you get on a post equal how many people are like watching you and talking to you about that post?
Not at all. I don't think likes have anything to do with it, because honestly, there's so many people that are watching in the background. Like, I probably watched Lindsay like a week before she reached out to me. I was like, I am not liking this person. Like, I do not want her to reach out to me. And then she did, and I joined. So you never know who's watching, and who's watching like silently. Like, I've heard stories of top leaders that watched for like years and then they finally joined. Like, I think you watched Liz for a while, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I watched it's so funny. I watched Liz. I joined as a customer, but I watched her as a customer for 3 months. And I had already tried the products before. This was my second time trying the products, which is insane. And I watched her for 3 months, and then I tried the products, and then I like ignored her for like another 6 months and watched her. And I didn't like any of her stuff because I did not want her to think, like you said, I didn't want her to think that I was interested at all. I was like, yeah, I'm not interested, but I'm really interested watching. Like, you know what I mean? So I thought
Right.
that was really important that you say that, because a lot of people I feel like get discouraged. And even I have those moments where I get discouraged when I don't get a lot of likes. You know what I mean?
Right.
I feel like sometimes we like value our content off of how many people like it, but in reality, that's not the case. So I love
Right.
that. So you already touched about like what you did to get to Ruby. You said you posted so much, you got so many hosts to post up. But I did want to say you've had a lot of things going against you. I know you mentioned your parents. People I'm sure have told you no for distributors, customers, all of it. What is making you push back and not take no for an answer against like everything? Because I know that you were kind of like on the fence about going to conference, right?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that made me push back is because this was one of the first things that I did for myself without asking permission. I was like, screw it, I'm not asking anybody. I'm just doing it, because there was like a deal when I joined. Like, I'm not sure if there's many people around from the deal that I joined at back last November, but yeah, I was like, it's not that much. Like, I'm just going to do it. So I did it. And I was like, I'm not asking anybody permission. We're just going to do it. And when I told my parents, you guys don't even know, I was lectured like hundreds of times, and I still get lectured. They're like, you need to not be on your phone so much. Like, just at dinner right before this, they were like, you shouldn't be on your phone. We're at dinner. And I was like, let me just reply to this one person. Like, this is important right now. Like, what's happened with me, I kind of just had to tell them, like, straight up, like, look, like, this is important to me and I need to be successful in this and I have to respond to this message right now. Like, if people don't support you, just be real with them and be like, look, I'm trying to make an income for us right now and this is what I need to do. So if you're not going to pay my bills, then I'm going to do this. So just kind of be, like, straightforward with people that don't support you. And yeah, I did not, like, I was so nervous. Everyone was telling me, like, go to conference, go to conference. I was like, no, like, I know my parents are going to say no. There's, like, no way. So then I was like, I don't remember who, I think it was Caitlin that I was talking to, that she was like, just ask, like, tell them you're going to stay with me. And Rachel was like, I'll fly with you. I'll travel with you. It'll be good. And I was like, okay. I remember I was talking to them. I was like, I'm scared to ask. Like, I don't know how to, because I still live at home. So I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever going to go. Like, I have no idea. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. Nothing. And then I finally asked them, and my parents were like, no, you shouldn't go to that. Like, all of this stuff. And then I was talking to Rachel and Caitlin again. They were like, just ask again. Like, lay everything out. So I, like, literally made, like, a sheet and I was like, okay, this is what I'm paying for, this and this and this, like, convincing them to let me go. And then they were finally like, I talked to them so much about it, they were like, do whatever you want. And I was like, okay. And I went and bought my ticket. They were like, I was like, if I can pay for everything with this 𝒂𝒂𝒔𝒔 money, I am going. So that's what I've done. Like, I paid for the hotel, like, or I paid for the conference ticket that night. They were like, my dad was like, do whatever you want. And I was like, went and bought the ticket like 2 minutes later. I was like, I'm going. And then I bought the hotel like a few weeks later because I was like, I gotta do this and I'm not backing down. Because, like, knowing me, like, if I didn't do it right away, I would have, like, procrastinated it and then not gone. So I was like, all right, we're doing this right away. I was the first one to pay Caitlin for our hotel, and I was like, okay, we're doing this. And I just paid for my plane ticket like a few weeks ago, so we were all set, and I paid for it with the money from my business. So that's pretty amazing. I'm so excited.
Okay, that's freaking awesome. Like, preach, girl, first of all, about going against the grain and just straight up telling people, like, drop a 1 if you guys have been nervous to tell somebody, like, this is my business. Like, this is me dropping a 1, because you wouldn't believe how many times I was so scared to tell my parents that, hey, like, I can't put my phone down at the dinner table because I have a business. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like so many people judge you so hard because they don't see your vision. They don't see our passion for it. You know what I mean? But I absolutely love that you were like, listen, I need to message this person really quick, because I did that when I was home. We were watching a movie and I said, and my mom was like, can't you for once just watch the movie? I said, first of all, we've already seen this movie, so no. And second of all, I need to work my business, okay? I'm trying to live a life that is financially free, you know? So I absolutely love that, Cassie. And for conference, you said, for me personally, I feel that because I I love how you were like making sure you got their permission. I was kind of a rebel about it because just like you said this was the one thing that you did for yourself, and you did it without permission. Like, you joined this business for you, and that is, I 100% relate to that because I did as well. I got permission for everything in my life, so I relate to that so hard. But I love that you were like, yeah, as soon as they said yes, I bought it. I bought it when my parents were telling me no, guys. Like, for me, I was like, I knew this is going to change my life, and you knew it too. You just pushed harder than I did. I love that so much that you made sure to, like, get the ticket. Like, there was no excuses. And I love how you didn't know how you were going to pay for it. You had no clue. You just went and bought the freaking ticket, and then you were like, yep, the business is going to pay for it. I'm going to figure it out. So I was going to say, what have you done to, like even like little stuff? Like, have you sold samples, like distributors? Like, how are you paying for it, I guess, is like my question. Like, how are you making sure that you get to conference to pay for it?
Yeah, so a lot of mine was making sure I enrolled more customers, because obviously customers equal income. So I enrolled larger, like, I made my goal, like, I'm not getting a customer without upselling them. I'm, like, sending all the upsell scripts. I don't care. Like, if they can't afford it, we'll settle for a 30 BV, but if we can get 100, we're going to go with it. So like I upselled like nothing, like nobody's business. Like I was not signing up a customer without sending them like 3 upsell scripts. They said no to the first one. I'll be like, okay, what about this? They said no to that one. Be like, what about Pat Fighters? Said no to that one. I'd be like, all right, we'll just go with the original one. But usually they say yes to at least one of them, so that's at least a 60 BV over a 30. So I usually, like most of mine are from 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒚 host to post, and then when I send them all that info, get their number, be like, okay, you ready to order? And I'll usually get their info, or if they want the steps, I'll be like, okay, but first, do you like coffee? And then I'm like, okay, so we're gonna go. I would highly recommend like coffee and greens, something like that. And if they don't like coffee, you do cleansing greens. So I always send that. Do not sign up a 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒚 customer without upselling. I swear to God, like you don't know if they want to lose 100 pounds if you don't ask. Like
That's
they
awesome.
might.
You need, yeah, and I want you to definitely, I know this is kind of like going off of what we were going for, but explain how you upsell. Like seriously,
Yeah.
like you need to get out an example on your phone. Like please do, because I feel like so many people, here's what happens, because this was me, and you tell me if this was you, and I want everybody, if this is you, to drop a 2, where somebody just tells you, yes, you've been working so hard to get a customer. And guys, I still go through moments like this sometimes, but somebody tells you yes, and you're like, okay, great, here are the steps. Let's just sign you up right now, because you're so scared that they're gonna back out or say no if you try to give them more products, like more than one. You were like, listen, they already said they could barely afford, you know, the 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒚. Like I'm super scared that if I ask them to upsell, then maybe, you know, they're not going to be able to afford it. So drop a 2 if anybody else has been scared. This is me dropping my 2, because I've definitely been scared to upsell, because I'm like, they're just going to be like, then I don't want anything at all then, you know, because I pushed them or something. So talk about upselling, and just give me like one example of like a conversation that you have.
Yeah, that's definitely me. That was definitely me. But then I was like, okay, I really need this. And I know if I'm getting, because I was like trying to fill, like I'm sure you all know our chart. If you're super new and don't know your chart, that's okay. We try to fill 400 boxes, which is 400 in volume. So I was getting a bunch of 30 BV 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒚 orders, and I was like, this is gonna take forever. I was like, how am I gonna fill these boxes and promote if I'm doing 30 BV orders? So then I was talking to, I think it was a Zoom that I watched, and I just like wrote down what they were saying. Like some people will read scripts like I'm about to do, and I just wrote down what they were saying with a notebook or on my phone. But basically, let me see if I can find this girl in our messages real quick.
I love that you said that you watch Zooms. So really quick, while you're talking, or while you're looking for that, is your favorite self-development like watching other top leader Zooms?
Yeah, I love watching top leader Zooms and podcasts. I definitely watch a bunch, like, so I work at a bank right now as part-time from like in the afternoons. So I watch a bunch of self-development. Like I actually listen to them while I'm working because I have a desk job. So I just like, I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I just do it. Like there's other people that'll plug their headphones into their phone. So I was like, well, I plug them into my computer. I feel like I can't get in any trouble if they're doing it. So I did, and I just pull up YouTube and listen to Zooms while I work, and nobody said anything for the past year, so I feel like it's fine. But yeah, I definitely love watching those and listening to like podcasts in the car.
Who's your favorite top leader to listen to? Like if you had to pick like a few, maybe.
Ooh, I was like, you can't do that to me. But I love Ashley Mayfield. She fires me up so hard. Jade Hooper's super good, and there's another one I use. Kelsey Thornton's really good one too.
Yeah, and I feel like so many people are like, well, I don't know how to do that. Guys, just search them on YouTube. Literally just search them on YouTube. I know I send top leader names to my team all the time and be like, hey, follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, watch their YouTubes. Like they have YouTube channels, they train their teams, or they'll do trainings with other teams, and sometimes it's just like exactly what you need to hear. I'll let you go ahead and read your upsell script because I'm really excited to hear what you say.
Yes. So you guys, this is from one of my hosted posts actually. So I got a 𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒚 hosted post up. So then I was like, she commented on a hosted post that somebody posted for me. And I was like, hey, messaging you info, check your message requests. Like, you have to, I would say check message requests because if you're not friends with them, they might not get the message. So if you say that, they'll make sure to check, and they usually get it. So I was like, hi, we just launched this brand new product called 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. It contains green select phytosome to help people lose 2.5 times more weight with this product than they do with dieting alone. They actually lost an average of 31 pounds in 90 days, not 91 pounds. It boosts your metabolism big time and balances your blood glucose levels. You take 2 capsules a day and stick to low-calorie meals. I have actually lost 19 pounds in 2 months and do have results if you'd like to see them. Would you like to try it?
Ooh, I'm going to stop you there. So, guys, she has her own results, and she says in her initial message to somebody, listen, this is how much I've lost in this much amount of time. Do you want to see them? Me? Like, let's just pretend I don't even care about the products. I'd be like, girl, show me the results. Like, I love that. Keep going. That's great.
Yes, and I do post them. Like, when someone posts a post for me, I'll comment under it, like, my personal results, and then post them there. But then I say it again when I message somebody. Some people say yes, some people don't even acknowledge it, but that's all right. They still read it. But then she said sure. So I was like, I'm doing a promotion right now where you can get my discount. 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 retails at $65, but you get it for only is in capital letters, only $36 at my personal discount with my monthly challenge. How does that sound? And she was like, I'll try it. Then I was like, yay, so you get my discount forever when you're a product model loyal customer, which is insanely insane considering how much you'll save. So you'll do my amazing monthly challenge, which is a minimum of 3 months, and you'll order once a month, and there's no added fees. And after that, my customers usually continue, and you can change your order monthly to try anything you want. This also gets access to my lifestyle app and recipes, home workouts, and tons of free goodies. Does that sound good? And then she said yes. Then I was like, do you have 5 minutes now to get your order in, all by text? And she was like, sure. So I said, send me your number. She sent me her number. And I was like, hey, it's Cassie. And then I was like, hey, I am so excited to help you get your order in. Would you like me to send you the steps to order, or would you like me to place it for you? And she said, whichever is easiest. So if I always like giving them the option, because I heard that on a Zoom one time. I don't know who it was from, but I like giving them the option because then they can, like, they have the option to enter it themselves, or like I always say, like, would you like me to place it for you last? So it's the last thing they read. So I think I like saying that because gives them the option, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do that too. That's awesome. I love that.
And then she was like, whichever is easiest. Then I was like, perfect, send me this. And like, whenever they say that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna enter it, because then you can get their info.
And they're okay with it. They're like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, so I was like, perfect, send me this info and I'll get it placed for you now. And then I have like a order form. Oh, hold on. I have an order form with like the stuff that they need to send me highlighted. I think I got that from Allison, actually. But then and then they just text you the info like this.
Yes.
And then they text me all the info. And I'm like, okay, perfect. What's the numbers on the back? Most people forget the numbers on the back, which bugs me, but because it's highlighted. But then she sent that, and I was like, perfect. I'll get this entered for you now. And then that's one message. And then like a second message, I'm like, wait, first may I ask how much you're looking to lose total, and I want to make sure you reach your goal. And she said 50. So obviously 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 is not going to help you lose 50 pounds. So I was like, we can totally do that. Do you like coffee, and have you ever cleansed before? She said yes to coffee, no to cleanse. So I was like, okay, I have these 2 amazing products for you to crush this weight loss goal. First, would you want to add my fat-burning coffee that burns fat, increases focus and energy, as well as keep you full, plus chocolate greens detox to give you 52 superfoods, And then I tell them the price, like this is only $78, which is $80 off. And then I send results, obviously. And then I was like, may I add this for you? And she's like, yes, I'll try them. And I was like, all right, perfect. And then I placed the order. And that went from a 30 BV to like a 91, you guys. That's simple.
Yes. I'm obsessed with
All
that.
you have to do is ask.
That's awesome. Okay, so I know that we're all going to go back and take notes. This is going to end, but real quick, one thing, what is a tip that you have for newbies? Just real quick.
I would say my biggest tips are never give up and be consistent. The only way you can fail in this business is by giving up. And if you are consistently doing your steps multiple times a day, you will be successful. But that means you do all of your steps every day, not just some steps on some days. You have to do every step every day.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that, Cassie. Thank you so much for hopping on here. Thank you so much for sharing your tips. I'm going to stop the recording